Another early morning drive to the airport, this time to embark on a trip to Banff, Canada.
That was like surreal.
I love traveling, and it's especially fun with a companion. We watched the sun rise over the Rockies and the mountain peaks slide by beneath us. Sometimes the mountains cause a lot of turbulence, but thankfully not today. We could see bright yellow aspen groves on some of the mountains. That was pretty cool. We had a long layover in Denver, and we were off and flying again. As we flew over Wyoming, we saw what must have been a wildfire. It was very impressive with that plume of smoke. And then Montana was drier and more barren than I thought. And then we passed into Canada and flew into the Calgary airport. First we went to find some groceries and fun little baskets with cloth straps.
Like that. 113, 114.
It was funny to watch the speedometer on the car. We're used to miles per hour, not kilometers per hour. It made it look like we were driving so fast. It was a beautiful day. There were some clouds over the mountains, but it was lovely. Canadian drivers seem much nicer than the drivers in the United States. Nobody tailgated us. Everyone went pretty much the speed limit. I loved the wildlife bridges. It was fun to see the Canadian flag flying. We were pretty tired, but getting very excited as we rolled into Banff. All right, folks, we made it to Banff. We are trying to find out where to check in, and it is raining and windy, and I think it's hailing. I don't think it's snowing. I think it's hailing, but it's beautiful. Oh my goodness, the mountains are so gorgeous. After checking into the Banff Center for Arts and Creativity, we went on a little walk around town. It was much more wintry than we had left Durango. The little room was small, but cozy. It had a nice view of the mountains out the window. We stocked up our little pantry, ready for the week. We went for another little walk around the grounds. It's getting dark earlier now. We almost walked into a herd of elk. That was surprising.
Yeah, really.
The next morning we awakened to a little bit of a sunrise over Mount Rundle. We both agreed it needed a more majestic name.
Fun.
Then we set out for our first real adventure in Banff. We were going to take the Sulphur Mountain gondola. That seemed like a good way to start our time there. We walked over to it from the art center. There was a lot of lush green moss along the way.
That looks fun.
I love gondolas and was really happy to be doing this one. This one goes up Sulphur Mountain right out of Banff.
Yep.
It's about an 8-minute ride on the little cars.
Fun. Like gorgeous.
It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
It was a little awkward because we had to share our gondola with another couple.
Wow, yeah.
And then you kind of feel like you have to make small talk and can't just enjoy the scenery and the experience in the same way as if it was just the two of us. But it was really beautiful and fun and exciting. Finally we got to the top. It was quite busy up there, lots of tourists. But amazing views. Highly recommend. Then we just had to stop and pose with some of the fun art along the river trail. It was too fun. The big Fairmont building in Banff was impressive too. I tried to pose in front of it so you could see how beautiful and huge it was. Back at the Banff Center, the elk herd was grazing right outside one of the windows. We stopped to enjoy them. Elk are usually pretty harmless, but you want to be careful of them, especially the bull elk. They can be a bit aggressive and they're quite large animals. But here they were just grazing peacefully, enjoying the afternoon sunshine and the tender grass. Banff is actually at a lower elevation than Durango is, which feels funny. It feels higher up. It was colder, but I suppose that's because it was much farther north. I really enjoyed the exit signs in Canada. Here in the States, we just have the word exit. It's much less fun. This morning, Dominic was at his work conference, so I set out to have a little adventure without him. It honestly wasn't the nicest day to be out and about. It's a bit wintry out here this morning. It is snowing softly, and the mountains are shrouded in clouds. They're so beautiful. Dominic is at his conference today, and I'm exploring the area a little bit. It's so gorgeous. I took the river walk over to the Vermillion lakes, but I had to stop and admire the turquoise blue waters of the river. As I walked by, look how beautiful this is. It hardly looks real. It's caused by fine rock dust called glacier flour. It's ground down by glaciers. Not many other tourists were out and about that day, or locals for that matter. It was pretty quiet as I walked down the soggy path. It was snowing and misting and snowing again. I enjoyed the sign for the bump in the road as well. I was hoping to see some ducks and geese there, but it was a pretty miserable day, and apparently the ducks and geese were mostly hiding. I saw a couple of coots on the water. That was about it. Out for a little drive while Dominic is at the conference, but it's so wintry out here. Must be driving up in elevation. The road's still good, thankfully, but I think I'm going to turn around and drive back now. Ooh, look at that. It's beautiful though. Oh my goodness, is it ever beautiful. Clouds are beautiful, but they're hiding the mountains. So I'm a little disappointed that I can't see the mountains. We'll have to come back another day when it's not quite so stormy. It wasn't even supposed to storm. The weather forecast didn't even have this. So we are surprised by it. I accidentally drove into British Columbia. I did not realize Banff was so close to the border of Alberta and British Columbia.
Live and learn.
I stopped at a little overlook that actually overlooked the Vermillion lakes. It was once again snowy, as it had been in the morning. There was a magpie perched in the tree.
Cool.
That was a very cloudy day. We watched the clouds whoosh over the top of Mount Rundle. It was pretty, but kind of dreary. We mostly used credit cards, but we needed one piece of Canadian money in order to do laundry in the washing machines. It was kind of fun to have a Canadian $20 bill. Happily, by next morning, the clouds had pretty much rolled away. Dominic was busy at the conference again, so I got out alone. It's another beautiful morning in Banff. Chilly. The mountains got a fresh coating of snow yesterday as it drizzled in the valley here. So beautiful. Thus far, I am loving Canada. It's amazing. One of the most beautiful places I've been. Today, my goal was the Cave and Basin National Historic Monument with the hot springs. I didn't go in the cave this time, but I took the marsh boardwalk, and the steam was rising from the hot water as it flowed down the hill. It was pretty neat. As you know, I love boardwalks. Thought I heard an animal. Maybe I didn't. If I didn't, it scampered away. It was a cold morning, but where the hot springs ran, the temperature was a little warmer. So beautiful. Oh my goodness. So gorgeous. Wow. I have to admit, I hate the smell of hot springs. As neat and beautiful as they are, they sure smell like rotten eggs. But it's gorgeous here. Wow. This is a fun place to come. Cave and Basin. It's so beautiful this morning. My hand is so cold though from pulling it out of its glove to take photos and videos because it's so beautiful. Then I continued on and took a walk along the river. There's a trail that goes out from the back of the Cave and Basin place. I can't remember the name of it right now. But look at this river. I love those turquoise blue waters.